Hi there, welcome back. Steve Eager with Clarice Tinsley. Almost wrapped up the election night coverage, but there is a close race in Dallas County that seems to be taking a little shape, and we want to update you on it.
It is the race for Dallas County District Attorney. It's been tight all night, but we've had Judge Susan Hawk leading right now. Take a look at that number. With 89% of the precincts reporting, Judge Susan Hawk over incumbent District Attorney Craig Watkins, who was seeking his third term, 51% of the vote to his 49% of the vote. She's a former prosecutor. She's a state district judge. When she was a prosecutor, she had a 98% conviction rate. She was endorsed by the Dallas Police Association as well as Dallas firefighters. They've been at her campaign headquarters tonight urging her on. Calvert has been at the campaign headquarters and just tweeted out a picture of Susan Hawk thanking her supporters.
Yeah, she thanked them for putting her over the top. So I guess she's called it, Calvert, right? She's called victory?
She has. In fact, we asked her that. I said, is it official? Have you gotten a concession call from Craig Watkins? She said no, but her campaign staff said that where the numbers are at 90% with 4,400, I believe the last math I did, votes ahead, then they are very confident because that lead kept widening. But some things that she said in her quote-unquote victory speech was how proud she was, how grateful she is to get back to Lou Sterrett and to the Crowley Courthouse to get to work with some of those people that she's known for so many years, from the cops to the other prosecutors, the investigators, and the judges, because she was a judge for 11 years, a prosecutor before that, and she said she wants to return integrity, trust, and accountability back to the district attorney's office. And she said really this wasn't about politics. She has a true passion for the criminal justice system and believes that it needs someone that has her longevity, her experience to prosecute the criminals. She had a 98% conviction rate as a prosecutor, and she said she does plan to expand the public integrity unit that Craig Watkins created. So again, nothing official from the opposition, but people here, you can hear the cheering. We saw a lot of cops in here, a lot of folks I've seen in uniform out on the streets here tonight celebrating. They have put a lot of work into this campaign. I asked her about turning some of those Democrats red for this election, and especially when we saw the Democrats succeeding in some other county races. She said how important that was, that ultimately this race was not about politics, it was about the job and her passion for the criminal justice system.
Calvert, what did she attribute that to? I'm curious because she went in down 15,000 on straight party punch ballots. I mean, how does she believe she separated herself? Did she work harder? Were people dissatisfied with Craig Watkins? Was it her experience? What does she name?
She kind of thinks it was a combination. You know, she said there really needs to be more accountability and trust in the district attorney. You know, being the top prosecutor, she's also going to be the county's first female DA, so, you know, kind of breaking that boundary as well. But she ultimately thought it was a combination. People that knew, oh, here she is right here, which we'll get her to come talk to us here in a second. But she says really it was ultimately about that combination. People had lost faith in Craig Watkins, but they knew her. A lot of the people who've been working with Craig Watkins also knew her style on the bench as well as a prosecutor, and they believed in her. And she's even told me that some folks who had left working for Craig Watkins, she's heard plan to come back and work once she is in office.
And raising the money to Calvert, because she raised so much more money than Craig Watkins did. She spent about $400,000. He spent about $33,000. And it appeared that she worked extremely hard to get her vote out in the early voting as well as voting today.
That's right, and you remember those endorsements do count for a lot, especially the Dallas Police Association. That's the largest police union. One of the top leaders said they spent more money, spent more hours campaigning on her behalf, and tried, you know, to really to support her. So, Susan, how do you feel right now?
I feel fantastic. I mean, I feel better than I can't even imagine.
You know, we were just talking with our anchors about, you said this was not about politics. Clearly, that proved true because you were able to sway some Democrats over to your side.
Absolutely. I mean, that's been our message your entire time. So, and that's what I believe. I mean, I believe the job of the district attorney should not be about politics. And so I think the voters have spoken.
And do you think, what's your first plan of action once you're sworn into office?
Well, I mean, the first plan action is to, get to know the prosecutors and just to visit with them and kind of just get get settled in and see what we need to do.
Well, thank you very much. Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Well, we'll be having full, complete coverage of this entire race and to hear what happens when Craig Watkins finally makes his statement. And she will be live, I should mention, also tomorrow morning on Good Day. So we'll wrap it up from here and this victory party that has waited a long time to be able to say that word.
All right, Calvert, thank you. Susan Hawk has claimed victory. She has not heard from Craig Watkins yet, but we're told that Craig Watkins has gone back into his office, but we haven't heard from him in terms of conceding victory tonight.
It is interesting. We heard Natalie Solis a couple of times say, I'm standing out here in the rain.
Outside.
And we're not allowed to go in. And I've heard Craig Watkins called tonight prickly. I don't know about, I think sometimes he has been suspicious of the media and he doesn't mind keeping the media at arm's distance, and that's just fine. That's his prerogative. And so, they don't need to welcome us in. It's no problem. I am curious about what some of his programs, the exonerees program.
33 men that he got out of prison,
and I wonder if Susan
wrongly
Hawk will
convicted.
try to keep that going.
But in the past, we have seen Craig Watkins at his campaign headquarters being very public and being very out there. So tonight certainly was a very different situation for him because we did not see or hear from him at all. But we just saw Judge Susan Hawk claiming victory as the first female Dallas County District Attorney. And we also gave you other election coverage as well tonight. Yeah. General Greg Abbott becoming the governor-elect of the state of Texas.
Thank you for watching. Good Day starts at 4:30 in the morning. It'll be a short turnaround. We thank you for your patience tonight for getting all the election coverage in.
Thanks for joining us. Good night. See you tomorrow.